the heart of kiwi vines, 7 waterfalls cascade.
They call this special bond between a cat and its human cat fate. I wonder what kind of connection we had in a past life to end up meeting like this. Yunny, aren't you curious about your previous life?
Have you forgotten already?
Forgotten? I don't think I ever knew. I'm still far from that level of practice. I've never even glimpsed my own past lives. If I had known, maybe I could have lived better than I do now.
That is exactly why self-reflection and a good guide matter in life. After all, you and Yoni alike must have returned out of a deep longing to become more refined souls than before.
Yes, I suppose so. We came back to finish some overdue homework. Yunny, who knows? If you follow Grandpa's ways of nature and reflect well, maybe you'll glimpse your past life too.
Just as a longing soul chooses parents that match its karma, didn't Yoni choose you? Then it's only right that you become a good guide for him.
I'd like that. But at my level, I'm still more of a butler than a mentor.
To be a true guide, one must become a signpost and know how to tell the right time for all things.
That's why I'll keep learning from you, Master, so I can be a good guide and help Yunny live this life well. You heard that, Yunny? Just wait a little longer, okay?
The Signpost. When so many religions speak of heaven, paradise, and hell, it suggests that there may be a realm where souls exist beyond this life. If such a realm does exist, it does not appear to be a single, uniform place, but one composed of many layers and levels. According to Tibetan Buddhist thought on reincarnation, our present life reflects the karma carried over from a previous one, and how deeply we practice in this life quietly shapes the life that follows. Seen from this perspective, this I does not seem to come into being simply as the result of a man and a woman's moment of intimacy. Rather, this I is a unique soul, dwelling somewhere beyond this world. And for reasons it can hardly explain, it senses that where it is now is not quite enough, and wishes to return as a more evolved, more refined soul. As with all natural principles, evolution does not occur on its own. True growth becomes possible only when spirit and body are joined, when awareness and flesh exist together in a living form. Coming to this realization, the soul forms a deep and earnest vow to receive a new body and return to the world. In doing so, it chooses parents whose circumstances align precisely with its own karma. This means that no parent gives birth to a child without cause. Rather, it is the soul itself, filled with longing, that chooses its parents and enters this world through them. Yet here lies the problem. In the quiet rapture of gaining new life within the mother's womb, the soul forgets the earnest journey that led it here. The vow it once held so tightly begins to fade, and with it, the reason for its return. That is why self-reflection becomes essential. Because it is through reflection that we begin to ask why we came into this world in the first place. As with most things in life, the evolution of the soul does not follow a single path. Some grow through self-reflection, some seek salvation through faith, and others place their trust in themselves alone. In the end, each person evolves only as far as their own awareness allows. But that is not all. Life is a traveler's road, marked by no signposts. That is why we need mentors and why we sometimes rely on the help of others along the way. Yet even such help reaches us only to the extent of our own awareness. In this sense, a mentor is someone who becomes a signpost on an unknown road, one who points out obstacles ahead and offers hope and courage when we set out on a path that has never existed before. Above all, a true mentor understands timing. They know that everything has its season, times to draw inward, times to hold one's ground, and times to step forward and let one's purpose unfold.
Living a life doesn't seem so easy. At every moment we stand at the crossroads, maybe even meeting the parents of this life was a choice shaped by karma before. No signposts, the road of life, and destiny opens with every choice we make. Perhaps this life, shaped by karma once more, is a return to complete the tasks left undone. Each of us carries a different task, and each finds their own way to see it through. Even when the road is rough and hard, looking within to find the cause. So much karma from countless lives. The task of dissolving it is finally done. Yesterday's choices, the steps we took, all came together to shape today. Does everyone come into this world heavy with tasks meant only for them? We are born into different circumstances and live through different conditions along the way. Is this a fate of cause and consequence, or a chain so hard to break free? Yet when fate brings a true